Well, good morning, everyone. I am just delighted that you're all with me this morning for basic training out of sunny California. I'm Rebecca Hadix from Valley Springs, and my background is in fitness and management. And I did go back to school for an MBA. I ended up at Starbucks as a store manager, and I was burned out. I was looking for something I could do from home that would actually make a difference in people's lives. And my son Mike was diagnosed very young with ADHD, anxiety, depression, and bipolar as a teenager. And he was bright, but really struggled in school. He was fighting all the time, and he spent as much time at home suspended as he did in school. And we were on a roller coaster of medications, always looking for something that he could tolerate that would actually help him. And I didn't know what else to do. So when he came to me as a young man and said, Mom, you have to look at this stuff I've been taking. I feel normal for the first time in my life. I was intrigued and I got started on the products right away. And I got complete relief from all of my menopause symptoms very quickly. The hot flashes, the night sweats, the brain fog, all of that lifted, and I avoided the hormone replacement therapy. But the most exciting story is my son, Mike. He has been medication free for over a decade. He has a successful career. He's a great dad to my not so little grandkids anymore, and he's in a stable relationship. And everything we had hoped and prayed for him has come to pass. And I am so very grateful. Relive really changed everything for him. And I was pretty excited about what I'd found. So I did start sharing my second month in Relive. I wanted to take advantage of the great training and the mentoring. And I started to earn an income right away, $500 to $600 a month. And boy, did that surprise me. I did not expect that. I'd been in some other network marketing companies, and I had not ever been able to earn anything. So what I've done is just stayed focused on building my distribution network, creating opportunity for others. And my highest month's earnings in Reliv has been over $5,000. And I'm focused now on continuing to work very closely with my support team. You never outgrow your mentor, that's for sure. Working to pay it forward, helping more people to learn how fun it can be to work from home without a boss and earn great income, all of which is willable, by the way. And Relive has been a huge blessing in our lives, and we'll never stop consuming the products, and I'll always be paying it forward, helping others. But generally, I like to share a story about my brother, Dr. Connolly. And I know most of you probably think he's a figment of my imagination, that this guy does not actually exist. So today, since I was given the honor of conducting the training, I've asked him to come on as my special guest and share some of his inspiration. And Pat, if you can unmute your line and share, that would be totally awesome. Unless I lost him.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Although you can't prove it, I can't get my video to work. So I could be a robot. However, my name's Patrick Connolly. I'm a OBGYN physician up in northeastern Arizona, up at about 7,000 feet. Last night we got about 5 inches of snow. Basically, Becky introduced me to Relive, gosh, over 10 years ago now. Probably pretty soon after she started it. And I was in a pretty low point as far as my work was. I'd moved recently to Arizona, and it really developed a lot of osteoarthritis issues and actually inflammatory joint problems. And starting to think I might have to retire on disability. I just couldn't do my work. I was doing 300 deliveries a year, about 300 surgeries a year, and was wondering if I could even do C-sections anymore. So finally, after probably 2 or 3 months of her harassing me, I finally tried them. And surprisingly enough, they worked great. Took probably 2-3 weeks before I noticed a difference, and then 2 or 3 months before I realized I was no longer taking ibuprofen in extreme doses and no longer hurting every morning after a day of work. So really just changed my practice back to full blast and really eliminated any need for me to consider any alternatives. And now 12, 13 years later, I'm still full practice, still doing 200-300 deliveries a year, still doing surgeries. And although someday I'll probably have to retire just because, but I just don't feel that my medical health will be the reason. And because of all of that, I actually have been offering Relive in my practice when it's appropriate. And because of my busy practice, Becky basically backs me up a lot. And that's that mentoring program that they have, and all of the resources that I can rely on when I don't have time to approach people and do it right. And so for me, it's been a real good system for me to offer Relive through my medical practice. And I would definitely never go off this stuff, because whenever I do, my hands begin to kill me. And within a week, I really say, why did I do that? And then I go right back on and I'm all better. So for me, it's been a game changer.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for coming on this morning. Really appreciate it. I know you're busy. And stay with us if you'd like and go through the training.
I will. Yeah, today's Saturday. I'm actually off and watching the snowfall out the windows.
Awesome. Well, thanks. All right. Well, I am just delighted to bring my next guests on, Ben and Julia Murray, and they just accomplished a huge goal that they had set for themselves. And boy, were they surprised when they heard the news. So Ben and Julia, if you could come on and share what happened for you, I would just be so delighted with everybody today.
Hey, thank you, Becky. Hi, this is Ben and Julia Murray out here in Northern California, just outside of Oakland. As I said, I'm Ben, this is Julia. In 2019, I retired from a career that spanned the aviation, aerospace, and construction industries. I started using Relive products about 4 years ago. And before Relive, I had achiness in one of my 2 artificial hips. And I also had morning stiffness in my right ankle from an injury that I'd got back in the 80s. So, my blood pressure and cholesterol were being controlled with prescription medications, but I started taking 2 shakes a day. And within about 2 weeks, like Patrick said, the achiness in my hips went away. And after adding a targeted product about a month later, the pain in my ankle also went away. And I'm happy to say that most mornings I wake up with no pain whatsoever in my body. And that's a great feeling to have at 67 years old. Now, over the course of the last 4 years, and with the full oversight of my doctors, I've been able to reduce my cholesterol medication by 2/3 and my blood pressure medication by 3/4. My personal vision is to be prescription medication free in 2021. Now, I'm also the proud parent of a 26-year-old son on the autistic spectrum. One of his challenges is his ability to express himself verbally. Now, as we said, 4 years ago, we started him out on 2 kids now shakes a day. And with a few months, we saw improvements in his ability to focus and add words to his vocabulary. So fast forward to today, my wife and I are frequently surprised when he strings together an 8 to 10 word sentence. And I want to emphasize this is not a cure for autism, but we've seen distinct improvements in language and concentration in our son, and we continue to see growth. So we have 4 members of our family on multiple Relive products, but over the last 4 years, our monthly income has grown to the point where we are able to cover the price of our meds. In fact, in 2020, just last year, our average income during the pandemic shutdown averaged over $800 a month. Our highest month was almost $1,400, and that's working from home part-time. Now, we are this year, 2021, we are actively working a plan to consistently exceed $4,000 a month. And we know we're on track to meet that goal because in February, we doubled the size of our income from our previous best month. And as Becky said, we are #2 in the nation in volume. We're doing this with the support of Miss Rebecca Hadix here on screen, the rest of our upline, which includes Nick Priest, and I think I saw Richard Vance on the call today, but it's the support of the team that's making this possible in our lives. So for all of these health and financial benefits, I'm going to be happy to share Relive products for the rest of my life. I'm going to turn over to my lovely wife, Julia.
Well, he pretty much said it all. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Murray. And boy, Relive found me 4 years ago. And I had worked up to that time a 40-year career in the software industry. I was a technical trainer. And through the years, I moved up into management. And that's when it became political. And that's when it became not so interesting. So the last 5 years of my career, I was just wondering, man, I want to do something else, but I don't know what that is. And I knew Ben and I would be retiring at some point, and I wondered what that was going to look like. I mean, we live here in California. It's heck of expensive. And we just knew that we wanted to travel and just pick up and go when we wanted to go and just have some freedom. But I had no idea how that was going to happen. So lo and behold, I met Karen, who is a distributor. She's been in Relive for over 10 years. And it was just by, circumstance that we met. And she introduced me to Relive. I was fascinated with the science and the product so much that I brought her home to meet Ben. And Ben literally turned to me and said, you need to get on this stuff. There's cancer that runs in my family. I had sinus issues, and I also had fibroid tumors, which are a non-cancerous growth of the uterus. And I've had those since I was in my 40s, my gynecologist told me. And at one point he was saying, we got to think about hormone replacement. And I am not one to take any kind of medication. So I was not in favor of that. So I got started on the products and I was pleasantly surprised. Like the first thing I noticed, my sinuses cleared. I had energy. I was sleeping like a baby. My girlfriends were like, what are you doing different? I had a glow going on. And I thought, really? But 7 months of using the products consistently, I went to my gynecologist for my yearly checkup, and he was the one that said he could no longer detect my fibroid tumors. I was like shocked. I was like, whoa, the only thing different I was doing were these shakes. But prior to those 7 months, as we started getting results, as Ben said, and our boys, we just sort of noticed things, and my friends were noticing things. I called up Karen and I said, hey, if I fill up my living room with people, will you come over and talk to folks about this epigenetics thing that she was mentioning? And lo and behold, not only did Karen show up, but Becky showed up.
Becky Hadix.
Nick Priest showed up. Probably Richard Vance showed up.
He
and
did.
I was like,
He did.
whoa, the support that we had behind us blew me away. And I really took a step back because I had done 3 other network marketing businesses before, and I never really did anything. I mean, I never really made any money. But I realized I didn't have support. I didn't have people right here in my neighborhood to support me. So my upline, as I later learned that they were called my upline, my mentors, our mentors, and they did this fabulous presentation. And my friends were like, whoa, thanks for letting us know. We're interested in the product. We're interested in the business. And Ben and I just sort of turned to each other and laughed and said, oh, it looks like we found a way to supplement our retirement income. And it really set well with us because we were helping people. And what better way to serve your community by giving them options instead of medications, right? So we got started, as Ben said. I was still working my corporate career. I did this very part-time. Ben was busy working his career and dealing with our family. So an hour here, an hour there. But I was amazed because I remember we received a check for $500 from the company, and Ben and I, our mouths dropped. I think we even took a picture and put it on Facebook because we're like, oh my gosh, this is real. And
the check cleared the bank and was legit, so.
Yeah. So it was like, this is real. And we started going to conference. That was like eye-opening for us. Our first one was in Chicago. We were blown away at the sense of family and commitment from the company and from the people that were around. We just knew this was it for us. So as Ben said, we are now working diligently. I am home now. I did retire from my corporate career. Situations brought me home. I was delighted to be home because I realized, man, we now have an avenue that we can have that freedom that we've been looking for. So since both Ben and I are home retired, we are earning an income that's totally paying for our products and then some. And now that we're second in the nation, we're like, whoa, we can seriously do
We
this
can do this.
with the support of our mentors. And we look forward to building our business, helping people, earning cash bonuses, earning trips, and just really enjoying what we wanted to do in our retirement is have fun. So that's our story, Becky.
Oh, thank you two so much for coming on. You're such an inspiration. I am so incredibly excited for you. And this is just the beginning. You know what? Keep the pedal to the metal and let's do this this year. We
Yes.
are on the radar, you two. So
And we are learning from Rebecca Hadix, who is also second in the nation. So we are walking in her footsteps and learning the techniques from the people who have already done this. We're not recreating the wheel.
well said, because that is so true. One of the first things I remember being told in my very first meeting was, don't ever try to do this on your own. You will regret it sincerely. Yeah. Well, that's so true. And thank you again, you two. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera and let's get started. All right. Welcome everyone to Your Relive Business, and congratulations on making a great decision to be a part of this amazing company. So basic leadership principles, I think this is really important because we're always trying, or at least I believe we are, working to become better leaders, and that's so important. And leaders are always positive. That's one thing I really believe, is that keeping a positive attitude day in and day out, no matter what's going on in your private life, we can still always be positive, because when we're talking with the people that we're talking with about possibly joining us, when we're talking to new prospects, when we're talking to the folks that we're teaching and training, we must be positive, and that's really important. We take action, set the appointments, sponsor people, practice integrity. If we're not doing anything, then we're not leaders, obviously, because people are going to do what we do. They will imitate us. And leaders shine the light on others. And that has been the most fun for me, is being able to highlight the successes of the people that have joined us in this wonderful company. And that is truly does my heart, just brings such joy to my heart to see the other people succeed. And we are a product of the product. I remember hearing that in my very first meeting too. You get started on the product, get your results, and then you have a story to share. And we build teams. We talk to people. We learn to work as a team and support each other. So this was really important to me. I come with the MBA and I'm looking at all the benefits and I'm thinking, well, why would I want to do this and not go back to a job and just get a paycheck? Well, the tax benefits are pretty cool, from the W-2 to the 1099. I write everything off. Honest to God, everything goes into my QuickBooks at the end of the year, and I write everything off. Every mile I drive, everything I buy, all of the tech stuff I use. We've got the home office. Whenever I travel, that's a great way to write um, things off when you travel. And I like that I can work my hours. I don't have a job, or someone kind of hanging over me, telling me that I have to be here at a certain time and I can't leave until a certain time. And I like being able to work from home. And if I get up early and do a training where I'm not the presenter, then I can be in my jammies. That's kind of cool. And since this pandemic, just the ability to do all of this online has been a huge gift, because that really would have put the brakes, I think, on our home-based business. But because of Zoom and other technical abilities, we can continue to work just like we were meeting people face to face in a coffee shop. I like that there's no overhead. The startup costs were very low, and working from home with just the home-based business with all the tax write-offs made so much sense to me. And the turnkey company, they have everything ready for us. We don't have to create anything. The products are there, the whole back office, the tracking, the distributor relations, the training. There's so much training on the website. All we have to do is show up. And I thought that was pretty cool too. So keeping the business simple, we tend to want to complicate things, and keeping it simple is important. 3 Ps to your Relive success: the people that you bring to the table, the products that we offer, and the process, which you will learn as you go through the trainings and take advantage of the training on the website, and that is going to equal your growth. So people, if you're always bringing new people to Relive, you will succeed. And one of the things that we got to remember is keep your pipeline full. You're always talking to new people, and that really is the lifeblood of the business. So you want to create a living list of those you know, and think of people who need more money, better health, better work-life balance. I know I needed that. Retirement, need that too. Community, the community of Relive, the flexibility and the ability to get fit. That's so much fun. And one of the things that we always need to remember to do is to listen when we're talking with people, because people will tell us what concerns them if we just pay attention. And this is a great question. What keeps you up at night, or what is it you think about when you wake at 3 a.m.? Well, today I gotta tell you, it was doing this webinar, this training that had me awake at 3 a.m. and up before 6 to prepare. But that's just a blip on the screen. But what keeps you up at night? What is it that you worry about when you're tossing and turning at 3 a.m.? And those are the kinds of things that will create your vision and why you will be able to consistently do this business. So constantly connecting with your ever-growing list. The phone, the text messages, I use a lot of text messages, but I still use the old-fashioned method of calling people. I'm beginning to learn social media. That is a process. And I really love to sit down with people over coffee at Starbucks, and that will come back. I am confident we will be able to do that again very soon. And referrals, always ask for referrals. Who do your prospects know who might have needs? And the prospects can be a great source of referrals. This company, this business, these products might not be for the person you're talking to, but they could very well know people that would be interested. And then the IXR, which is very important, especially for new people. That's our simple 5-step process. You can find all of these videos and the training online at relive.com, and learn to identify and connect and share, ask and register and go. And that really is as simple as we need to keep it. So we're going to set appointments and share the Relive story. I remember when I was brand new and my mentor said to me, my only job was to make my list, talk with him before I picked up the phone, and then call and set the appointment for my person to speak with him. I did not have to know anything. I didn't know. All I had to do was remember what I was going to say to each particular person, make that phone call, and set the appointment. And that really worked. When I decided to get serious many years ago and really learn this business, I think out of the 20 people that I called in a very short amount of time, I had 17 appointments with my mentor. So I thought, wow, this is cool. This really does work. Then we're going to do the personal presentations. Those are a lot of fun. I used to use the booklet, and now I just take my tablet and we do it all online. Of course, your online presentation. And again, we will be throwing parties, shake parties, other get-togethers once this pandemic is in the rearview mirror. And again, learning to listen. And if you ask a question or two, people will tell you what they want and what they need. And then your job is to show them how Relive can actually be an answer for them to achieve their goals. And we need to paint the big picture. That's always so important, is to show them the whole picture. You don't want to just share product. You always want to talk about the business part as well, because if you're just talking about product, you're really asking people just to give you, money out of their hard-earned paycheck. And that can be unsustainable. But when you talk about the business, paint the picture of an opportunity to pay it forward and help people in a profound way with their health and earn money, that can be very attractive. And remember, the most important connectors are the stories. Got to have fun, got to let people see your enthusiasm. I have a wonderful new second level distributor, and her enthusiasm is so infectious. Every time I do calls with her, I end up just laughing. She's so joyful and she's just so excited. And that really is contagious. So, the products we have, I believe, the best products on the planet. We have products that cannot be duplicated because we have the patents. And we are so far ahead of the pack with our science, especially around the Lunison and our new upcoming CBD Lunison product. Dr. Galvez highlighted that, and I am so excited about that. So we do make advanced nutrition simple, and it does taste good. So use the company materials, use the company expertise. Remember to keep it simple. When you help your new people get started, start with the foundation, start with the basics. Don't overwhelm them with too many products in the beginning, because we can always add product. And what we want to do is see what kind of results we can get with just the basic products, whether they choose the classic or the now with whey, maybe the kids product, maybe they want to add the Energize or the Lunar Rich X, whatever that might be. Keep it simple. Listen to their needs and tailor the product for them. And then build your own story, get your own results as you're going through this process. And I love Tom Pinnock, our president, move more. He says, eat less and just enjoy your relive, tell people about it and get fit. So the science of relive, this is what really attracted me, even though we didn't have the science back when I joined as like we do today. We still had patents on many of the formulations. We already had some of the clinical trials. I am not sure that I would have stepped into the business without the science, because I was going to devote a lot of time and effort and make a monetary investment. I wanted to know that these products were unique, that they were patent protected, and that there was nothing like them on the market anywhere in the world. So I was really intrigued with the multiple independent studies. That really attracted me. And I knew if I wanted to share this with my brother or other medical professionals, we had to have the science. Otherwise, they are not going to take the time to look at a supplement. And don't prescribe. That's one of the things that's so important. We can recommend, we can share stories, but we don't want to prescribe. We don't want to try to be the scientist, because I am not. And I tell people, I am no scientist. I am no nutritionist. All I know is I have gotten great results with these products, great benefit, as has my family and literally thousands of people around the world. And avoid overselling. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to offer and then help people get started. So you're going to develop your relive story, and you're going to go through the IXR videos as a new distributor, because the success starts there. Then you're going to learn the compensation plan. Then you're going to get with your team, put together a business plan of action that you can agree, you and your team can agree with, and then you just begin to reach out and talk to people. And that's pretty simple. So developing your relive story early on is really important. And the one thing I do want to stress is it really does need to be 1 minute or less when you're sharing with people, because if you share too much information, too many details, their eyes will glaze over and they will run when they see you coming. You just really need to hit the high points. Paint a picture. So you start with your name, where you live. You want to say what your career or profession is, or what you did in the past, life before you were introduced to Relive, and then what happened to you after being introduced to Relive. That would be your wonderful results. And then you're going to wrap it up with some simple statement like, I will be always be taking these products. I will always be sharing these products. You couldn't take these products from me, whatever you're comfortable with. So practice, write it out, share it with your mentor, go through it, pare it down, hit the high points, and time yourself. And when you get it to a minute or less, you're good to go. So growth for both personal and business comes from being in a constant state of learning. And again, we're looking at the IXR that goes back to the training that's available to every new distributor on relive.com. So when you connect, you're going to need language, you're going to need words, right? So what are you going to say to your person? And some of the things that I have found has been really helpful is just some simple language. Um, I started this business because of products that are impacting my health and the health of many people I know. I am so excited about it. You need to see it. When are you available for a short phone call to meet the gentleman that's helping me? I see this as a way to build an income I could never earn in corporate America. I certainly wasn't going to earn more than just very minimal, even as a Starbucks store manager. I just wasn't going to earn that kind of corporate income that I really would like to earn. There was just no way it was going to happen. So I needed to figure out what I was going to say to connect to people. And I worked with my mentors on that. So then you share your story. And here we're back to that 1 minute story and just talk about what you have found that has you so excited. Then you're going to ask for a decision. And oh my, when I was new, I would go to Starbucks, I'd have my little book and we'd sit down, we'd have coffee, and I'd go through the whole presentation. I was so excited. And then I would just look at them like I just thought they were just going to say, here, let me get started. And of course, they didn't do that. And I didn't ask for a decision. I just was so uncomfortable with saying some simple verbiage like, where do you see yourself getting started? And that took me a while to do that. I'm sure I lost some early people because of that, because I was not able to ask for a decision. So I really try to help my people as I talk with them to come up with a way that's comfortable to ask for a decision. And then register and go. We can do it all online. It's so fun. It's so exciting. So Relive has really offered some great tools between our own personal websites and the app on our phone and the ability to enroll people right on our laptop. So learning the compensation plan is really important. And what we did with our team here at Relive NorCal is as we do our weekly meeting every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, we do a presentation, Zoom slideshow, and we've pared it down so it's pretty concise. We can do it in about 35 minutes, including stories. And we sat down, Julia and I sat down and wrote some scripts because we wanted our new people to be able to, using the script, to have the confidence to begin to present first the front and then the back with a tool that they could use. And because we're on Zoom and our cameras are off, they can read it if they need to. So I just thought that was a great idea. Julia suggested that to me, and I said, that is a brilliant idea. Let's do it. So we've had a lot of success. Just about everybody that's part of the NorCal team has had a go at of course, sharing their story and then presenting part of the presentation. So when we're talking about learning the compensation plan, you need to be able to just hit the high points. You have the ability to earn anywhere from 5 and 20%. And this is going to depend on where you decide to position yourself as a brand new Relive distributor. And every new distributor is immediately awarded a 20% savings on their products and 20% profit when they share retail. So take a look at the staircase to the right. The 25% profit level is a great place to start if you just would like to get about 90 days worth of product to give this a really good test drive. For about $375, you receive $500 worth of product. This is a 25% savings that you will keep for all future purchases. You never lose that discount. And that first order is shipped free. So the 40% profit level is by far the most popular. It's called Master Affiliate. And for an investment of just over $3,000, you will receive $5,000 worth of product. At this level, your opportunities to earn residual income start here. This is where you need to be if you have that business vision of really beginning to replace your income, maybe that retirement, whatever your vision might be. So you look at the diagram in the center. If you're at the 40% profit level, the amount you earn in wholesale profit is simply the difference between your profit level and the profit level of your distributors in your organization. So you're at 40, they're at 20. Your wholesale profit is then the difference, 20%. So the third avenue of income, the master affiliate that we talked about, that's what unlocks the residual income. And we know the products are for everyone, right? Everyone can take these literally from the womb to the tomb. My brother Pat uses the kids product as prenatal for his pregnant patients. People are going to consume the products month after month. That's the foundation of a solid business. When I was looking at Relive all those years ago, I really wanted something that was consumable, that not something that you buy one time and then you don't need it ever again. I mean, I still have my grandma's Tupperware. That's what that means. So I needed something that I actually knew people were going to get excited about. They're going to get great results. They're going to want to stay on the products. Then we get paid every time someone in the organization purchases product. And of course, our earnings are accelerate as your business grows. So then we begin to talk about overrides. That's pretty exciting. That's the unlimited residual income potential. So what are overrides? Think of overrides as royalties. There you are in the top box as a brand new master affiliate. And with our help, you're going to share the Relive opportunity with Susan. She makes the business decision to become a master affiliate too. And she is now your frontline master affiliate. Since you're both at the 40% profit level, there's no more wholesale profit. Instead, Relive rewards you with an 8% override income based on the volume moving through Susan's organization. And because we are a business of duplication teamwork, we teach and mentor you and Susan. Susan sponsors Jim as her frontline master affiliate. And Relive will reward you a 6% override income based on the volume moving through Jim's organization. As you can see how each of the 5 levels works, paying you percentages of the volume moving through each person's organization. And then I like to share here a little bit about our Star Director bonus, that this is just one line of income. You can actually have one Susan, you could have 100 Susans anywhere in the world where Relive does business. And we have the ability by adding frontline master affiliates to increase those percentages as much as 3%, either 1%, 2%, and 3%. So that 8 can become 11. And the 1, 2, and 3 can go past the 5th level to infinity. So that's how we talk about the comp plan when we're sharing this with new people. So that's all about building your team. And your business, of course, grows when you add your team members. And that helps you level up on the road to PD. And that's for another day, the road to PD. But that's so exciting. And we want to keep your business in balance between your customers and your distributors. You need a full house of every kind of Relive person in your house. You need the retail customers that are the happy users. You're going to have your preferred customers. You're going to have distributors. You're going to have business partners. And building your team like that will create a sustainable business. So stay plugged in. You know what is going on, so you can take advantage of it. If you don't stay plugged in, you will eventually lose interest and you will fall away. And it's very important that you're on the different meetings, the trainings, learn about the special events. And this is just a list of some of the things that Relive offers to keep us engaged. So take advantage of all of this. And you need to know what's going on as far as the bonus program and the fun things that Relive offers as incentives, really, to keep us excited and keep us earning. And these kinds of special promotions allow even brand new people to begin to earn right out of the gate. Their very first month, they can begin to earn and take advantage of these. And I love the preferred customer. If they auto ship 100 points or more, they can actually get a 20% discount and get free shipping every single month. That's a huge deal for someone that's looking at a monthly supply of product. It just ships every month. They get a very nice discount and the free shipping is very attractive. So share that with all of your prospects and customers. And the top 3 bonus, you need to know about this. And look at that number 2, that $2,000. That's the check that is in the mail to Ben and Julia right now. And if you are able to exceed the 15,000 PGPV in a month, they will increase your bonus by another $1,000. So this is a huge program that everybody, all of us, I think, need to shoot for. And then our promo 123, this is the one I'm talking about where brand new people can begin to earn right away. The promo one you have the ability to actually get free product from Relive. So your $100 product credit for 5 customers, 200 product credit for 10 customers, and the customers can be retail or preferred. Excuse me, and must have a minimum of 100 PV to qualify. And then promo 2 is if you're sponsoring 3 quick starts in a calendar month, Relive is going to send you another $250 bonus, and you can do that as many times as you want in a month. And then promo 3, you advance anyone to master affiliate, you're going to earn another $250 bonus. So just focus on promo 1, 2, 3, your business will grow. So here are important calls this week on the Positively Charged Facebook page. Learn this, put this on your calendar. And then I've heard a lot of people say that they write this onto their calendar every week. And their goal every week is to have a new person at every one of these events. That's a great goal. And if you do this, your business will grow. So your philosophy. I really believe that mindset and philosophy are really the most important thing for success in Relive, because we all know we all have the same product, we have the same comp plan, we have the same company. The only difference is us. And we really need to control our thoughts and have a positive attitude. And I love this. The only reliable, consistent way to control your attitudes that controls your actions, which controls your results, is to control your thoughts. And the source of your thoughts is your philosophy. It is the foundation upon which you build your life and your Relive business. And there is nothing more fundamental or essential. And I love this, the 7 Slide Edge principles. I think this is so key to success. And the core philosophy of the Slide Edge is to do small things consistently over time, incremental improvements over time that have a cumulative effect. And these actions can be summed into 7 principles that form a huge philosophy of success. So you need to show up. The meetings, the trainings, the events, you need to show up. Before you can do anything in this business or any business, you must show up. This is a core principle. Nothing begins until you show up. You have to do something. And the opportunity presentations are where you show up with your prospects for the big picture. And trainings are where you acquire that learned knowledge on how we do our business. Take advantage of the 3-way calls, the meetings, where you acquire the practical knowledge working with your mentor. The learned knowledge and the practical knowledge form a cycle of experience. And that's where we gain the self-confidence then to really begin to build a significant income. You have to be consistent. You can't work Relive 1 day a week or 1 day a month. You really need to be consistent. Your optimal rate of growth is always served best by a step-by-step approach of constant, never-ending improvement, of education, of reading, of working on yourself, which lays solid foundations and builds upon them over and over. Showing up is a starter, but it's consistency that makes it a powerful duo. And the key to success in the business comes from doing those small things every single day. Think about the IXAR. You just repeat those 5 steps over and over and over every day. And practice makes perfect. And if this were a job, you'd be expected to show up, right? And perform. And shouldn't you expect the same from yourself? I mean, be your own best boss, or your own best employee for that matter, and have a good attitude. We've all heard of those people who brighten a room with a positive attitude, and all those that suck the life from the room. And who do you want to be? And we tend to run from those who suck the life from the room. We tend to gravitate to those who brighten the room. So those with a good attitude, with a positive outlook on life, are shown to live longer, have happier and more productive lives, and they definitely will be able to build a stronger business. So know that there are those who will try to discourage you. And this is so important, especially for the new people. you're not always going to hear yes from the people you thought surely would just love you to get started with you. And this brings me to something I just think of every now and then. And when my brother Pat and I got started all those years ago, we were so excited. And I sponsored him. So we plotted and we planned and we thought we're going to call our older brother and we're gonna talk with him and bring him in the business, and we'll put him under Pat, and we're just going to have this whole family thing. It'll be so cool. We called our brother Jan and we were talking to him and we were so excited. And he listened patiently. And finally he said, if you don't stop talking about your business, I'm going to have to hang up. We just stopped short. And, they actually did a mercy purchase from me early on. They bought one can of Classic, and that was the extent of their participation in the business. But I have faith. I have faith. One day they will want to know more, because every time I see him now, he asks me all about it because I stuck with it, because I had success. So now he's beginning to get a little interested. So I think we'll get him eventually. And you have to remember that people will gossip and complain and even speak ill of you in your business. Who cares? Just let it roll off your back and just keep on trucking. And know that people with a positive attitude who show up and are consistent will prevail. So what comes first, happiness or success? If we're positive, our brains are more alert and engaged. We're free to create, leads to more productivity. And happiness and optimism actually fuel performance and achievement. When we're feeling good about what we're doing, when we're happy and optimistic, it's way easier to sit down and go through my list and make those phone calls, because I know that what I'm doing is purposeful, I'm helping others, and I'm adding to my bottom line. This is the happiness advantage. So you do need to be committed for a long period of time. How many of us have started people that after 3 months, they're like, oh, this doesn't work, the products don't work, the business doesn't work. Well, you need to commit to it, because there are ups and downs. And just like any new skill, it takes time to learn it, right? In the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell says it takes 10,000 repetitions to become truly proficient at something. Well, you're not going to do that in 3 months. You're probably not even going to do that in a year. Probably more like 3 years or 5 years before you're really, really proficient. So be patient, be consistent. Consider the length of time you spend in school. That's equivalent to 40 hours a week for 5 years. So think about that as what you need to put into this, working on yourself personally, working on your skills, working on your list, working on your team, working with your team of support. Okay, we're stuck and I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm having a little technical problem here, and I'm
Hey,
not.
hey, Becky, try to hit the escape key, because I think you have that pencil tool. There you
we go.
go.
I got rid of it. All
Got
right.
it.
Thank you, Julia. All right. Minor technicality, as many Zooms as I've done over the last year, there is always something every single time. It does not fail. So just know anybody can do this business, and you never have to be perfect. And that's a great relief for me. So be committed for a long period of time. Once successful people find something that works, they repeat that action over and over with a good attitude and until they're successful. And it takes time to develop the belief system. So be committed to things that are manageable to implement every day. And think about where you're going to be a year from now. And the hare and the tortoise, slow and steady, won the race. And that means deliberate and consistent. Consistency equals success. So Napoleon Hill, one of my very favorite authors, the author of Think and Grow Rich, really teaches that the commonality among the most successful people he interviewed was faith, along with a burning desire. And the desire is what gets you up early and keeps you up late. It's faith that keeps you moving forward when adversity hits, when people say no, when you're having a slump. You just have faith. This is going to work. It will work. It has to work. I know it will work. And that burning desire just to keep moving and be willing to pay the price. You may have to give up a few things to do this. You may have to give up Saturday mornings for training, but you invest in your future now. The expense, the time, the effort, the ups and downs, which will allow you to have the life of your dreams later. And either you let go of where you are to get where you want to be, or you hang on to where you are and give up where you could be. And successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. So be willing to pay the price. Do the work. Hang in there and through thick and thin, and you can't not be successful. And practice integrity. This is so important. I really believe integrity is one of the most important things, and character, people of good character, because you will attract other successful and high quality people to you when you have integrity. Don't compromise on your integrity. Not doing the little things consistently when no one is looking. That only hurts the one person who should count most, and that's you. Do what you say. Keep your word. And making the choice to make the choice. You know, you're going to do it or you're not. Commit to yourself. And even though those wrong choices may not mean much from day to day, but that has an accumulative effect over time. So the seemingly insignificant actions over time can dramatically affect how your life turns out. So just remember that when you're putting together every week your plan for that next week. What are we going to do today? Create those 5 steps over and over, and being productive. Being productive and busy are not the same thing. And you need to be doing things through the day that will create income producing things. And if you're doing the wrong things, doing more of them won't increase your odds of success. It will only make you fail faster. So ask yourself, who will you speak to today about Relive? Who is on your list today that you're going to share this wonderful opportunity, not only for better health, for profound health, but for a business opportunity that can truly change your financial future really dramatically? So I'm going to wrap up with just some interesting information I got from Jim Osterhout on a webinar I was on a few weeks ago that really my MBA mind kind of grabbed hold of this. And I thought, well, this is really interesting stuff. So I wanted to share it with you all today. I'll go through it pretty quickly because we're almost out of time. But people today need health and income support. The timing and positioning is optimal right now for Relive Business, helping people build health and wealth. So this information out of Forbes magazine was pretty crazy. In 1 year since the start of the pandemic, 25 million jobs have been lost in the United States, and it could take up to 4 years to recover those jobs. In comparison, during the 2007-2009 economic downturn, I apologize, which at the time we talked about the worst economic collapse since the Great Depression, only 8.7 million jobs were lost. I say only because you compare that, and that was minuscule to what we're going through today. 11% of all adults have said they didn't have enough to eat in their household, no money for food. 15% of adults with kids don't have enough to eat. That's 28 million people. 1 in 5 renters are 3 months behind in rent. 87.5 million, 1 in 3 adults, are having trouble covering basic household expenses. Americans' average savings is $30,500. And we should have $300,000 saved if we want to retire at age 65 with any kind of lifestyle. And new businesses right now are starting at the fastest rate in 10 years. So small businesses in the US, according to the US Census, small businesses do employ 90% of all workers, and 31% of small businesses are currently non-operational. And many of these businesses will never come back. Business applications have gone up 40%, and 28.8% of US small businesses are closed for good as of 11 of 2020. So how about home-based businesses versus bricks and mortar businesses? So your bricks and mortar businesses, 50% fail in their first year. 42% fail due to lack of market demand and are undercapitalized. 64% now are using social media because that truly is the way of the world. If that's the only way you're going to compete with Amazon. And home-based businesses, $427 billion in revenue in 2020. 70% of home-based businesses are successful within 3 years. So you need to hang in there at least 3 years. 44% start with less than $5,000. Does that sound familiar? And a new home-based business is started every 12 seconds. So we are looking for people who want a home-based business. We're in the business of putting people into a home-based business. 64% of new jobs are created by small businesses. 55% of Americans want to be their own boss. And think of the 72 million millennials, those aged 23 to 38. They are more likely to create a side job. They prefer to work for themselves. We need to talk to millennials. My son, the millennial, has just launched his own business, and he had a great job working for a great guy that he really cared about, taught him a bunch of stuff, but he said, you know what? I need to work for myself, Mom. And that's what he did. He spent this whole year through the pandemic doing that. So we know we can do it. 72% of women operate the startups from home, 61% of men, and 68% of women are still in business after 3.5 years. So working from home, multi-level marketing, direct sales businesses. MLM sales in the US at 35.2 billion is probably much more than that now. MLM sales worldwide, 180 billion. And in 2020, 35.6% of MLM sales were wellness products. That's what we are. And the wellness industry is the right place at the right time. There's a surging demand for natural immune remedies and a demand for functional foods. And that's what we offer: natural immune remedies, functional foods. The supplement and remedies market will grow 61 billion this year. And the dietary supplement market will be at 230 billion by 2027. So what does that tell us? That the dietary supplement products are a great opportunity right now. There has been no better time to join Relive. And I am more excited today, all these years later, than I was when I first looked at this over a decade ago. And I really believe, especially with Dr. Galvaz and the new product that he was talking about that's going to come out, hopefully, they were talking about April, the combination of the hemp and the Lunison, that's going to be a real game changer. And like Dr. Galvaz said, it will cross the blood-brain barrier using nanotechnology. It's going to be a very big deal. So I am right on time. I'm so excited. Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. And thanks for Dr. Pat and for Ben and Julia for sharing all the wonderful things that's happened to them. And thank you, everyone, for taking a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.